if you're just joining us, we're live on QVC2, and I'm spending this time with our friends from Rastelli and Egg Harbor. By the way, Rastelli is the #1 seafood brand. The #1 food brand here at QVC. Egg Harbor is the seafood division of Rastelli, and we've got a good assortment of things. Whether you're looking for beef, whether you're looking for pork, whether you're looking for chicken, whether you're looking for fish. This is the time to spend with us. So we're going to turn our attention to, wait for it, premium pork ribeyes. Now, if you're saying, well, wait, Leah, pork ribeye, I know pork chops, maybe even a pork ribeye. So we're going to ask Chris to explain. But what I can tell you is you will get 10 of them. They're 6-ounce portions, and we have a sale price at $69.98. The Easy Pay works out to $17 and change. Remember, all of your gourmet food from Rastelli's and Egg Harbor will ship to you for free. And many of you, just from my mentioning this was coming up, because not only are you getting 10 of those 6-ounce pork ribeye steaks, you will also get a tub of the Tuscan butter included. So Chris is going to tell us more about that as well. We have fewer than 200 of these to go around. This is another one that is available to you with auto delivery. So every 90 days, you'll get another shipment of 10, and that'll be in effect for you for a full year with the price locked in. So Chris, premium pork ribeye. Tell me everything.
I know. These are absolutely beautiful. So if you've had pork chops before and they've been dry and leathery, and we always talk about like Grandma's pork chops, how they're not like a good eating experience, or even from the ones that you're getting from the supermarket, this is not that. So think about this. Think about prime rib of beef, right? That Black Angus prime rib of beef that we offer, that is one of the favorites for our QVC guests. This is that in pork. So you're getting the prime rib of the actual pork, and that's why we call it the prime ribeye. You could call it a pork chop, but we always talk, Ray and I always talk about you hurt its feelings, because it's really not. It's something really, really special that we bring to our QVC guests, and we're really proud of this, because this is everyone that's actually had this when they come to my house for dinner, or if you had this before. This is probably the best pork ribeye, and you can use it for every recipe at home that you use a pork chop with. But it's going to be buttery, it's going to be tender, it's going to be actually, Leah, it's going to be actually fork tender. Wow. You're going to be able to go through the center of this with a fork. Now look at this.
That, yeah.
And I don't even have a big fork. I have a short fork, and this is that tender where you're going to go right through it. You do not need a knife to cut this pork. Look how beautiful this is.
And I have to tell you, watching you do that, you can imagine at home, those of you who are saying, oh, Chris is making my mouth water, that is because it's tender enough for him to take the fork to and go right through it. That means every bite is going to be just as tender as we're enjoying it too.
It really is. And let me take a look at this. I'm going to bring this up here. This again is in Rastelli style. This is actually trimmed from end to end. We take all the fat, all the gristle, all the silver skin off this. You're going to eat from one end right to the other end, right? With absolutely no waste whatsoever. So when you put this on your grill, you're going to take it out of the package, which we'll show you in a second. It's going to go right on your grill. You're going to cook this, put it on the plate. You're going to eat this from end to end with absolutely no waste. So every piece, every morsel is going to be edible and melting in your mouth. And there's a reason for it. It's coming from our friends over in the Pennsylvania Dutch Amish country. And these pork, they're called Duroc pork, which is equivalent to Black Angus in the cattle. So as we bring you Black Angus, we also bring you the Duroc hog, which is the absolute best of the best, right? It's what all chefs, it's sought after by chefs. All the fine restaurants on their menus will have Duroc pork chops. And this is why, because this is how beautiful it is. All that beautiful marbling in there, again, you can see there's no fat on the sides. It's completely trimmed and ready to go. This will last for 1 year, Leah, in the freezer, vacuum sealed.
Watching you there, and it's interesting because there are over 500 5-star reviews for the pork ribeye steaks. When I think about, and I love that you called it, grandma's dry pork chop. But
Yeah,
when you
right?
explain, because where it comes from, how it's fed,
Yes.
where the cut is, the part of the pork that we're talking about, we can relate it to the finest cut of beef and the finest cut of pork. And that's what this pork ribeye gives you. Chris, talk to me about how they're going to. Well, I see they're coming individually packaged, and
They
then
are.
preparation method, because we want to make sure, as with all of our proteins, we're cooking them properly.
Yeah, so this is something that, again, it's going to come to you like this, individually vacuum sealed, frozen. Throw them in your freezer, tuck them in every nook and cranny. You're going to thaw these. These are to be cooked from thawed, right? So you're going to take them out the night before, put them in your refrigerator. They don't leak. They're not going to leak in your refrigerator because the vacuum seal. If you forget to take them out, no problem. Put them in a bowl with cold running water for about 20, 25 minutes and they'll thaw out perfectly, right? Salt, pepper, olive oil, whatever recipe you're doing, this has such versatility. I'm going to show you about 5 or 6 different things that you can do with this. There's probably about 10 to 12. Anything that you do with chicken or veal, you can do with this pork.
Okay.
That's how versatile it is.
Wow. And then two, just so everybody understands, it's also coming with a 3.5-ounce tub of the Tuscan butter as well, correct?
It is. Yep, it's coming with this Tuscan butter right here that I have.
Okay.
So this is going to be coming with it, and this is awesome. This butter is so delicious. And you want to, after you're done grilling your steak, you're just going to put it right on top, let it melt over on your plate. When you cut it, it's going to be like a sauce. Now, I also use this for vegetables. I also use this for bread. I do like a garlic bread with this because it has all those fine herbs, tarragon, parsley, all those wonderful herbs. It is actually delightful for so many different things. So it's not just for the pork.
Okay.
You can use it for sauteed vegetables and everything else.
Perfect.
But I want to show you what's special about the pork, right? So this is what it looks like. See this marbling here? Let me show you here. Look at this beautiful marbling. So when you see pork at the supermarket, right, you're used to that bright pink where it's just pink straight through. You don't see any of this white. What we look for is we look for that white. We look for this marbling that you're seeing right here, right? Because that's flavor. When this cooks, that marbling is going to melt within that pork and give it that incredible juiciness. That's why I can cut this with a fork, because of that. Otherwise, if this was just like a normal pork chop, which comes from the loin, this is coming from the rib, so it has a lot more flavor from it. Further down the loin, leaner it gets, tougher it gets. So that's why the typical pork chop is not as flavorful as the ribeye piece.
So, and keep in mind too, all of your gourmet food from Rastelli has free shipping. Here, it works out to about $7 per 6-ounce pork ribeye. And I love, Chris, that you mentioned like the very same way. Think about how we would prepare chicken or veal. So whether I want to grill it or bake it or pan fry or air fry, and then two, it can be center of the plate, but the same way I love to maybe slice up chicken and put it in a taco, or slice it up and put it on a salad, or do a stir fry, I can do it with my premium pork ribeye as well.
Yeah, and I have the stir fry right here. I have this. This is actually the peppers and onions that I'm going to put on those little soft tacos over here. Because it's just so simple. And this is so tender, Leah. When I tell you, you know how sometimes you bite a taco and the meat comes actually out of it?
Right.
That's not going to happen with this. When you bite into this, this is going to be literally just so soft and so buttery that you're going to be like, oh my goodness. This is another way we do it. We cut it into little strips. We put barbecue sauce on it, right? So we do a little bit of boneless spare ribs, right? Which is also something that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
And then one of our favorites, which we actually came up with a recipe for, is our pork. This has been a home run. This is just one, Leah, just one right here that we gently pounded. We did flour, egg, and panko breadcrumb, and we made this beautiful cutlet. And look at this. Look how big this is on the plate. I just had to show you this.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's enough for 2 people. If you look how big this is, I'm going to turn this. That can easily feed 2 people.
6 ounces.
Without a problem.
Yeah. This is popular as well. And you know, what's nice is, and the variety that we have in the show, and remember, you keep these in your freezer until you're ready to, in this case, thaw and prepare.
Yes.
We have how many left, Jen? We have fewer than 100 left to go around. And when you think about what you love about delicious pork, imagine an even better experience because the flavor is better, because you start with a better quality product to begin with. That's why you choose Rastelli. It's like having, you know, the best butcher who tells you, we went and we got the best that there is, the best cut for you. We made it simple and it's delivered to your door. That's what we're doing. So M92625, I love that you're cutting it with a fork, and you just took a little of that Tuscan butter. Is that what I'm seeing there, Chris, on top of it?
That's what you're seeing, yeah. I mean, you just take a little bit of the Tuscan butter, and you can just put it right on top of it, and that's gonna melt in beautifully, and it gives it a nice sauce. And it's, I'm telling you, you will never buy another pork chop after you try this pork chop. This is how special this is.
That looks, again, I know we're making your mouth water, but imagine this is now going to be in your freezer ready to enjoy when you place your order. This is another one where we do have an auto delivery option for you, so you can keep the goodness coming if you want. The item number is M92625. It is available on auto delivery every 90 days for a full year with the price locked in because the sale price at $69.98. And by the way, that works out to $7 per premium pork ribeye steak. Which is outstanding. So let us know if you'd like it, and we'll make sure yours is on your way. Okay,